What is going on, everybody? Give me some fire signs. Make sure you guys can hear me clearly. I am excited to be with you guys here tonight. Y'all know the vibes, so go ahead, send out your invites. Make sure if you have another classmate that is a part of Millionaire Schools, make sure that they are here right now with no distractions. Have your notepad, your pen ready. We'll give it about 30 more seconds. I'm excited to be here with y'all tonight, serving on this platform, ready for class to start. So we'll give it about a couple more seconds. Send out your last minute text messages. Any classmates that you know that are not in class right now, tell them to stop what they're doing and let them know Drizzy said it's time to focus. All right, what's up? What's up? Brianna, Adrian, Anna, Anita, Joseph, Mariah, Kimmy, Risha. Oh man. Oh, I see y'all commenting. Okay, y'all ready? Yeah. Okay. Let's go. How y'all doing today? Spain, Portugal. What time is it out there? I love it. So for the sake of time, I'm gonna jump right into it. We have a lot to cover tonight. So let me see if I can get some. I'm doing a regular Zoom. If I can't, it is okay. Okay, I can't see any beautiful faces. Usually I get my energy from watching y'all and looking at y'all, but it's okay. I'll just talk to myself tonight. It is perfectly fine. And we're going to get right into it. So for those of you guys that I have not had the opportunity to meet, I am Coach Drake, one of your ambassadors here inside of 1000 Families, inside of Total Life Changes. And I'm excited to be, really talking to you guys tonight about really a topic I believe is the main reason I have been able to not only reach the level that I'm at, but really also be able to sustain and be relevant in this industry for almost 10 years now. So when you talk about longevity, when you talk about, really practicing what you preach, not just in theory, but in practice, right? And not just in practice, but also in results. And so get excited, because I'm gonna tell you something. If you really understand, if you really clear out your mind, clear out distractions, and really hear what I'm going to cover today, I promise you these steps will prove to be just as effective in your life as they've been in my life as it relates to this industry, and really as it relates to any part of business, because I believe that success is a science. This is why you could take a successful person that really earned success and you could put them in any environment and they can win. What Jay-Z say, put me anywhere on God green earth and I triple my worth. And I really believe it, because I believe that success is a science, right? And so I want to hop right into it. As I was thinking about, right, like, what do I want to talk about on Millionaire School? We have the cream of the crop. We have the people. I mean, we obviously have hundreds and thousands of people inside of Total Life Changes, right? But what is it about these few thousand people that have decided, you know what, I'm ready to take my business to the next level. I'm ready to do what I need to do. And when Millionaire School rolled out, you guys are the select few that decided to say, you know what, I'm ready to take control of my life. I'm ready to take my life to the next level. And I am all ears on this Tuesday. And so I want to make sure that as one of your leaders that I give you everything. I don't want to leave this call with anything left in my brain as it relates to leadership, right? And so as I start thinking about leadership, when I first got started, forget when I got started in network marketing. When I first had my introduction to being an adult, which meant I had to go and start making some money, right? I was going door to door, selling alarm systems, selling ADT systems, knocking on 20, 40, 60 doors a day, hoping that I could get one family to want to protect their home. And I did that diligently every single day, every single summer, more from the morning to the night. Even sometimes while it was raining, I was on the doors with the hopes of possibly making an extra $250 to $500 if I was able to upsell them, right? And so what I learned in that season of my life, going door to door and building the team and getting my team to wake up at 8 in the morning and keeping them on the doors for 9 to 10 hours a day, what I learned in that season is that, that piece of what happened in my life built character. It created a habit of consistency in my life. It created some leadership skills that I didn't even really realize at the time that I was developing. I didn't realize that me going door to door had less to do with the money that I was making, but a lot to do with the person that I was becoming, because I was going through a process. And so some of us are going through, let's just say TLC right now, and you're looking in your back office and you may not be extremely excited with what you are making money-wise, right? You may look at it and say, man, I should be making $10,000 a week. I should be making $1,000 a week. But the reality of it is, what process have you went through? What have you learned? So, I always tell people, until you start making money, look at the thing that you're doing, right, as a learning experience, right? You're making a little bit of money, but really you're becoming a person that is worthy of getting to that 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 a week. So I remember, looking back now, I definitely made less than $100,000, less than $50,000 knocking on those doors in that year and a half, 2 years. But the truth of the matter is, I probably wouldn't be the person that I am today had I not went through that experience, had I not had to build a team at that time, had I not had to deal with rejection, had it not been my responsibility to get up in the morning, get the van filled up with gas, make sure my team was up, do the morning meetings, take inventory. Like, if I had not had to experience that for literally pennies on the dollar, then I would not be where I'm at today. And so no matter what part you're in your season right now, understand either you're earning a lot right now and you still may have things to learn, or you're learning a lot right now so that you can get closer to the person that you need to become in order to unlock the safe that is holding the money that you feel like that you feel like you deserve, right? And so as I'm looking at this topic today, it is the six rules of being a leader. And I was kind of struggling with becoming and being, because I'm still becoming the leader and I am still a leader. And I never really, I do better at believing that I have not arrived, because as soon as I feel like that I've arrived, then I start to get complacent. And so we're just going to act like this training is surrounded around the 6 rules of becoming and being a leader. And so the first thing, right, that I remember as I was in that season of my life is me really falling in love with our product, right? Really falling in love with our alarm systems. There was nothing you could tell me. I don't care if it was, Vivint, or if it was this company or that company. You could not tell me that ADT alarm systems and the way that we offered it and packaged it, you cannot tell me that we didn't provide the best product. And honestly, we probably didn't. But at the end of the day, I created a condition in my mind which allowed me to become passionate. And my passion at that point in time is really what drove me every single day. And so you need to check the relationship and check the emotions that you're attaching to what it is that you're doing. See, a lot of us are out here, we're doing total life changes, but total life changes is not really in you. And we can see that the moment you start speaking. And so the first piece, the first key, the first secret, excuse me, I just bit my lip. The first secret of being a superstar leader is falling in love with your product or your service. Because I'm gonna tell you this, if you don't fall in love with it, how can anyone else fall in love with what it is that you're doing? right? And so what does that look like? You know, I had ADT alarm system installed in my house. And then I did a YouTube video sharing, you know, how all of our features work, right? When we had brand new people that came into the company, right, that wanted to go door to door, I said, hey, listen, if you have your own apartment, if you have, you know, a parent that has a house, somebody that you are close to needs to get this product, because I need you to be able to speak from a place of experience, right, about our product. And I remember that really being my first assignment to myself, is for me to learn every single thing about the product so that I could sell it passionately. And if anyone had any type of rejection, any type of objections, anything, I could say, well, wait a minute, I really believe that we have the best product, and this is why. I really believe that, you know, we're going to be around 20 and 30 and 40 years from now, and this is why I believe it, right? And so I created the condition in my mind, which drove me every single day that I didn't want to get up. I said, I'm out here, I'm saving families, right? I'm giving them the best alarm system. I'm preventing a burglar from coming into their house, right? And I really started to create that condition in my mind. And the reality of it is that it worked for me, right? I didn't make a whole lot of money, but it kept me in the game. And so with you, it works the same thing with our products, right? You need to be so passionate about it. You need to wake up and say, you know what, I am tired, but you know what, there's a life that's going to be changed, because they're going to take our products and they're going to add another 15, 20, 30 years to their life, because I'm going to have them to fall in love with the products. And we all know that health is really the true wealth. So I don't know the story that you've been telling yourself on why it is that you're doing total life changes, but you need to tell yourself the new story of, listen, it's not just about the money, because here's the thing. If it was just about the money, many of you wouldn't even be in TLC or even be in network marketing right now, right? Because in the beginning, you do a lot for a little, and at the end, you do a little for a lot. And so really what keeps us in the game is the process and the stories and the small wins, in the in-between space from, you know, going from where we are to where we want to be. And so that first step to being a great leader is falling in love with the product. So boom, I fell in love with the product, right? I got my team. I had like maybe 3 or 4 people, and I was what is it called? An office manager, which my responsibility was to get the team up in the morning, get them on the doors, so on and so forth, right? I had to close deals for them. Even if I was on the door, I would have to come off the door of someone else that was less talented or less skilled, or they were newer. I would have to go and help them close the deal. And I'm gonna say that again. I would have to stop what I was doing, my own agenda. You know, I have to feed myself, right? At the time, I had to make sure a roof was over my head. But my role, my responsibility, my title meant that I had to put myself second and my team first, because they were new in the company. And so that taught me my second principle, which was serving the team. And when I would serve the team, sometimes I would get paid, sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I would make, you know, $100. Sometimes I would go on 2 and 3 and 4 deals to close for my teammate, and they would have me on a burnt mission, is what I called it back in the day. For those of you guys that are not from the West Coast, that means I totally wasted my time. But again, I'm so glad that I didn't allow my success to really dictate my level of productivity, because if I had done that, then I wouldn't have learned this second principle of serving the team. I once heard it said that when you help enough people to accomplish what they want out of life, when you help enough people to reach the goals that they desire, by default, you will start to get everything that you desire, right? You'll start to get exactly what you want. And so I remember being, 18, 19, and really helping build this Riverside office to the point to where I was actually slowly becoming one of the most valuable people in the office, because I had the ability to do 2 things. I can go out and I can close the deal myself, but here's the talent. This is why I say leadership is an art. I also had the ability to duplicate myself inside of the new 17 and 18 and 19-year-olds that was coming on board to go door to door with us. And so serving your team is huge. Right? It is huge. You have to understand that you are in business, for yourself, and people that are joining you, they're in business for themselves. But until you understand the importance of servitude, humility, serving your team, you'll never really make it to that monumental level where they talk about you in rooms that you're not even in, where they invite you to speak on stages in front of tens and tens of thousands of people. See, until you are willing to put yourself to the side and put the wants, desires, and needs of other people in front of what you want in a season, then you're not ready for that next level. And so, but I know everyone on this call, you guys are definitely ready. So listen, serving your team in every area. Remember, you're not just one thing. You're not just their upline. You're all things to them. That's right. You're all things to them. You're their brother, you're their sister, you're their coach, you're their confidant, you're their best friend. You know, you may have to step on their toes every once in a while, right? You're their counselor, their therapist, your pastor, right? You have to learn to be all things. You have to learn to blend and be who you need to be able to pull the best and the most out of your team, right? And so serving your team, serving the team is one thing that I believe really, really helped me to become who you see here today. Now, remember also, you know, that when I came in, I had a lot of skill, but I had a lot of talent. Somebody's gonna catch this. I had a lot of talent. Look at me. I could sell a deal on my first day. Look at me. You know, I can make $1,000 in a week. Look at me. But who I was, my talent only could take me so far. And it wasn't until I started to allow myself to be coached by Adam. I think it was Adam, and who was that? We'll just say Adam, because I don't remember the other guy's name at this time. Nick, Adam and Nick, right? It wasn't until I said, hey, listen, you know, I'm good, but help me to really develop this skill, right? You know, I was able to humble myself enough to be coachable, because here were these two guys, 25 and probably 27 at the time. They recognized the talent that I had inside of me. And they said, hey, listen, you know, people like you come a dime a dozen. People like you come a dime a dozen. But you know what? If you are willing to be coachable, right? Have humility, we can show you how to be one of the top door-to-door people, you know, in this industry. And I didn't stick around long enough to find out if that would have been true, because as soon as I found network marketing, I was out of there. I said, y'all can have the door-to-door, right? but I became coachable. I learned the importance of remaining coachable. There's two parts: remaining coachable and relatable. I'm gonna give y'all the second one in a second. But remaining coachable, you hear us talk about it all the time. See, our best thinking, our best way that we, our philosophies, our best thinking, the way that we, you know, rationalize out situations, the way that we do math has us where we are. Your problem solving abilities have you exactly where you are. So if you're not excited about where you are, if you're not happy with where you are, then it's time to humble yourself, young grasshopper, right? And find you a coach that you are willing to really commit to. And that was the biggest thing that I did, because here's the thing. It's not be coachable as long as you're not offended. See, it's not be coachable as long as they don't step on your toes, or as long as you feel like doing it. No. See, being coachable means you are willing to do exactly what that coach is demanding of you, right? You're trusting the process, right? And here's the thing: what you want doesn't matter, because if what you wanted and how you wanted to do things were working, then you wouldn't need the coach. So remaining coachable, even up until now, millions of dollars later, I still have coaches. I still have people to say, hey, listen, do you think I'm doing this right? Could I be doing this differently? Right? Some of you guys got to $50,000 in TLC, $100,000, $250,000. Some of y'all even got to $500,000, and you think you got it figured out, but you don't. You really don't. And so I can't stress enough how important it is to, number one, find somebody that you trust, because where there's no trust, where there is a lack of trust, it's just like a a phone without service. All you can do is play games, right? And so find you somebody that you can actually trust. So when they say go left, you go left without any hesitation. When they say go right, you go right without any hesitation. When they say take this flight, you take that flight without any hesitation. And so that is how you know you're coachable, right? When you're willing to do whatever it takes to get to that next level. And most people won't, but I know this group will, right? The second piece to it was becoming relatable. I can't tell you how this really helped me with the results, right? It's really helped me improving the amount of houses that I was able to get into. This really helped me with closing deals because I was relatable. I really mastered the art of how to talk to people, how to present, how to sell the watch without actually saying, do you want to buy the watch, right? It's an art to this thing. And so a lot of it has to do with the first 30 seconds of knocking on the door or talking to somebody, right? Who I was, when they looked at me, right? How did I look? Did I look intimidating? Did I look like a person that's gonna break back into their house later? Like, what do you look like in the eyes of the people that you are trying to expose to your business? I can't tell you how many people, if you got the audacity to get on social media looking crazy, I can only imagine the things that you're saying and the way that you're looking and the way that you're carrying yourself in public. And then you walk around telling people that this opportunity doesn't work. But the truth of the matter is you're not working. You're not being coachable. You're not doing the thing. You're not becoming more. Right. And so people, because we are in the people's business, they're not gravitating to you. So you're not getting their credit card. They're not wanting to join you. They don't believe you can coach them. Right. Because you're out here looking crazy. And so being relatable, finding out the tribe that matches your vibe and really being that person, really becoming the person that they could feel could take them from where they are to where they want to be. And I love it when my coach always says, Stormy, she said, hey, you can't sell a dream looking like a nightmare. And I heard that for the first time, 9 years ago when I first heard her say it. And it's the truth. It still is true today. So being relatable. I remember, sitting down and having conversations with people about total life changes. And I used to talk to them and they used to say, sit with a husband, a wife, or maybe a family, or maybe a single person. And I would ask them qualifying questions, why are you doing this, right? What are you experiencing in life right now that has brought you to the point to where you feel as if you need a second stream of income? And then they would say, man, I want to be married one day, or I want to give my wife the proper wedding, or we have kids and they're sharing rooms right now. They're sharing bunk beds, or we want to take a vacation, or we want to take our kids from public school to private school, whatever it is. And I would find something that was happening in my life to relate to what they are experiencing. Hey man, listen, I know what you mean, right? I want to be able to, be married one day, and I want to be able to have the wedding of my dreams, not based on the money in my bank account, but just based on what I want and what I desire. Right? Hey man, I get it. You want to be able to take your family on a trip at least once or twice a year. I remember growing up, we didn't really have it all like that. So we didn't travel much. My dad was making a whole bunch of money, but the reality of it is he was working a lot, right? So we were having money, but it was just staying in the bank account because he was working 50, 60 hours a week, right? And so I'm doing this so that I don't have to be like that. I want to be able to have my family, take them on trips and not worry about where my next meal or where my next check is going to come from, because I'm going to start making residual income. And so now I'm becoming relatable to that guy, right? I'm becoming relatable to that woman, that young 18 or 19-year-old, right? And so that is the thing that I want you guys to understand. Stop trying to sell. Stop trying to sell the product. I have no product around me. Stop trying to sell your product and focus on. Can y'all still hear me? Stop focusing on selling the product and start focusing on selling yourself and being relatable, right? And then making sure that you're constantly advancing. When certain people talk, why am I talking? And Stormy starts talking, and I'm telling her what I want to do, and she says what she thinks that I should do, and I start telling her, no, I don't think I should do that. Well, I could do that, and she'd probably let me do that, but the truth of the matter is my best thinking has me at X amount. So either I'm going to shut my mouth so that I can elevate, or I can keep talking and stay where I'm at. And it's really just that simple. And this leads me into the second part, or the next step of this whole thing, right? Is really how I dealt with things when things happened. When I would go door to door, and there were some rude people, y'all. There was some rude people. There were some racist people. There were some scary people. There were some ghetto people. There were all types of people. And if I carried the emotion that I felt from the worst door to the best door, right, then I may lose the deal that was for me because I'm so focused on the door that told me that it didn't work. The door that told me that ADT sucks. The door that told me, I should go get a real job. See, some of you are carrying the emotions from the negative door that you knocked on in 2017, right? And you told them about TLC, and now you're in 2020 saying TLC, I'm here, but it's not really working for me. That's because the condition that you created in your mind has been controlled by your first negative comment, your first person that left you in business, the first person that went to another team, or whatever the case may be. You're still stuck on that. So this next piece of being an incredible leader is emotional intelligence. Your ability to not only see things as you see them, but to actually see things as they are. It's always two sides to a story. We hear that, right? So we get it. We get how you see it. We get how you felt based on how he treated you, how she did this, what she said. We get how you internalize that. But what is the truth of what happened? And until you have the emotional intelligence to be able to really step outside of what happened, looked at what happened, and then deal with the situation with enough grace to where even if a person isn't sorry, you still have enough emotional intelligence to forgive them. Imagine having to forgive a person that isn't even sorry, but because you know what season that they're in their life, you say, don't worry about it, I'm still here for you. That's what we talk about here. So when I say, exercising emotional intelligence, it doesn't mean that shit is not going to happen. Oh, it's going to happen. I can't tell so many things that have happened that I had to pull myself off the cliff. Like, if you do this, this can disrupt everything else. This happened. It sucked. It shouldn't have happened. Whatever. But have enough emotional intelligence to choose your battles. Some of y'all going to war with people that even if you win the war, you still lost because they don't matter. Some of you guys are mishandling people in your organization because you're still dealing with trauma and issues that you've dealt with from the past, from childhood. Everybody's not against you. Everybody's not trying to take from you. Everybody's not being smart mouth. Everybody's not trying to be offensive. That is just how you are taking it, bro. That's how you are taking it, sis. So if you want to be in the people's business, forget the T, forget the Nutriburst. We are in the people's business. So if you want to be in the people's business, you have to understand that people is what you need to win at. People is what you need to win at. Emotional Intelligence 2.0. Write that down. That's a book that I want y'all to read. Emotional intelligence. When you master this, when you can have this out of body, higher frequency, third eye view of what is happening inside your organization, what is happening when things are happening inside of people in your organization's lives. There are things that I know that I don't even express that I know to my team. I can pick up in it. I can pick up on it within a 5-minute conversation that something is happening, but I have enough emotional intelligence to know if I want to even address that, how to address it. See, some of you leaders have issues that you're dealing with inside of your organization, but you're mishandling your leadership, and all you're going to do is drive them further away because you don't know how to handle them. You don't know how to handle them. Moving on. I think y'all got that. I think I drove that home. The next thing is when I would be going door to door and we had a great day, right? We killed it. It's 8 o'clock. We all had to go back to the office and drop off our stuff and put in our credit applications and all that. But how I wrapped up each day. Hey, listen, how many sales did you get today? Kiana? How many sales did you get today? Cassie, Ashley, Giovanna, how many sales did you get today? Perfect. You got 3, you got 4, you got 2, you got none. Let's celebrate and recognize every single accomplishment. We would have people that would be going door to door for like a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and wouldn't get a single sale. I had to have enough emotional intelligence to stick with them. I had to have number 2, the willingness to serve my team, to keep them going, to train them, to go and try to close the deal for them. But if I would have mishandled that person that took 2 or 3 or 4 weeks to get their first deal, they never would have stuck through the process to actually get a sale. So now we at the end of the day, and oh, Susie just got a sale after 3 weeks. You don't look at Susie and say, about time. No, you celebrate Susie, you celebrate Ashley, you celebrate Sheila and Patrick, because what you celebrate will duplicate. Some of you are only giving attention to your downline when they do something wrong. And you wonder why they ignore your text message. You wonder why you're not getting them to move into the direction that you want them to move to, because every interaction that they have with you, they feel defeated. And if every time I call you, every time I interact with you, I feel like if there's something I should be doing more of, then I'm not going to call you. So don't only recognize your teammates when they do something wrong. As a matter of fact, recognize that less. And when they do something right, even if it's just a small win, make it look like they just went ambassador. What you celebrate will duplicate. We are in a volunteer army. We are in a volunteer army, meaning if people stop feeling good, they are out of here. They like emotional intelligence. Drake, I'm on my second week. I don't know no emotional intelligence. I know my upline just talked to me crazy and I'm out of here. They ain't made it to the stage of emotional intelligence yet. They out of here, right? And so understand that whatever you want to see duplicate inside your organization, whatever you want to see, whatever behavior you want to see, that is what you celebrate. That is what you give life to. That is what you speak about. When you start trying to chastise your team like you own them, you don't own nobody. When you start doing that, you're going to notice they're going to stop answering your texts. They're going to stop showing up. The energy's going to be weird. And then hasta la vista. And then you're going to try to go back and say, oh, but this, and you're going to try to start sending them texts, and you're going to start trying to connect with them. And they're going to be like, I'm over it. You mishandled me. So I'm telling y'all, I'm saving y'all a heartache of what I had to go through when I first was going through this process. So after this call, you got some people that went binary, love on them. You got somebody that just went director, love on them. Heck, you got somebody that finally got on 120 smart ship. I don't care if it took them 6 months. You don't go to them and say, Stormy been talking about going smart ship, being on 120. You ain't serious. No, you love on them. Wow, I know that is a big thing for you. Because I know we were talking about it 4, 5, 6 months ago and you weren't really ready. And now I believe that you're ready because you did it. And how do you think that's going to make them feel? Like, yeah, I want to do the next thing. I like the way I feel when I do something in this organization because I feel good. I want to see what else I could do. What other calls can I do, Stormy? Right? What other events can I go to? What else do you need me to do? But if I start feeling defeated, I'm like, man, Forget you and this tea and everything else. I'm out of here. I'm just gonna go back to my 9-to-5 job. Right? What you celebrate and what you recognize will duplicate. Our job here, right, leaders, is to organize, to energize, and to mobilize. Your only job here in the industry of people, that's what you're gonna call it, is to organize your people, get your team together, let's get them rallying, to energize, get them pumped up, celebrate them, make them feel good, come in there, right? Energy is attractive, energy is transferred. And to mobilize, get them moving forward. You get them moving forward by celebrating what they do, what they're not doing correctly. You coach them. Hey, listen, do I have your permission to coach you? If there was something that I felt like you were doing that was keeping you away from your next level, would you want me to tell you about it? I just had a conversation with an executive ambassador, and I said, hey, listen, there's something happening. Would you want me to tell you if you were doing something that could potentially hurt you? And that person said, yeah, of course. I said, all right, cool. This is what I think. Boom, simple. So that's the thing. You don't talk at a person. You don't talk down to a person. Hey, listen, hey, what do I know? But if I knew something that I think could probably hurt your mission, would you want me to tell you about it? Cool. This is what I think, right? Cool. Now, next, consistency. What I realized is that when I was going door to door, if I got off the door for one day, or like I wasn't following up, or, you know, let's just say I had a phenomenal day on Monday, I did 3 deals, and then I took off Wednesday and Thursday, and I got back on doors on Friday, I felt sluggish. I felt like I didn't have my mojo. I'm like, damn, I'm missing something. Right? So now I'm spending all Friday trying to recoup from being off those 2 days. And so that's the same thing inside of what we do, right? Every single day, consistency. What starts to happen is you start to get what you're working for, but then because you're extremely consistent, you start to build up what we call Big Mo. And you don't want to lose Big Mo, but Big Mo is your friend, because when you get into a consistent habit, Big Mo now steps in, and Big Mo can work way faster than you. See, 2 + 2 doesn't equal 4 when Big Mo is involved, and we call Big Mo big momentum, and that's where your business starts going. You're getting people that you didn't even you forgot about, because you're moving. They remembered you and they called you because they see you posting consistently. They say, oh man, I've been meaning to click that link, because they see you going to events and they see you ranking up. They're like, man, I want to join you. The time is right now. Consistency is attractive, y'all. This hot and cold and hot, and you know, 1 minute you're popping, next minute you're not. 1 minute you're posting, next minute you're not. 1 minute you're humble, and the next minute you're acting crazy. Nobody want to deal with that, right? So consistently, be consistent. That's the thing. Every freaking day. Now here's the thing. Even when I'm not physically working on my business, physically, mentally, I'm working on my business. There's not a day that goes by that I'm not thinking about how to advance myself, my business, my brand, or my people around me. There is not a single day. I have not had a single day where I'm just like, oh, well, you know, I'm just chilling today. Ain't no chilling. Not for this group. There's another group out there, the mediocre people. Yeah, but in this classroom, that's not, we going for greatness. This is not the mediocre group. This is not the passive group. We got a coach like Stormy Wellington. What do you mean you're not getting up, going hard every single day? She's showing us that it's possible. What do you mean? One day I text her, I said, I don't know, like, what the heck? Like, I don't know, maybe you clone, maybe you got 2 of you or something. I don't know how you have the energy to go. And when you don't feel like it, you go. And when you feel like it, you go. And when somebody hurts you, you go. And when you're disappointed, you go. Like, she just goes and goes and goes and goes and goes. It don't matter. She just goes. And then you look at the result of that and you say, man, maybe she's lucky, or maybe this, or maybe that. No, she just does it anyways. I remember growing up, my dad would say, hey, listen, this is going to happen. That's going to happen. You know, this person may do this, but do your best anyways. Do your best anyway. Shit is going to happen. Do what you need to do anyways, right? And so, and being consistent, as I bring this to a close, being consistent is the best teacher to the people that have chosen to follow you. Being consistent is the best tool you have. You could talk until you blue in the face. Hey, Kimmy, make sure you're doing a call. Hey, Dana, make sure this. Hey, Whitney, make sure. Hey, Zoe, make sure that. Hey, Bianca, make sure this. Okay, coach, let me go to his page. Let me see what she's doing. Man, I ain't doing shit. I ain't doing that. Being consistent teaches your team how to be. And you're wondering why your organization isn't moving. You don't move, they don't move. The pace of the leader determines the pace of the pack. The pace of the leader determines the pace of the pack. When you move, they move. You mobilize, they mobilize. They mobilize. You have high energy, they have high energy. This is why they even were attracted to you in the first place. This is not coincidence. This is the universe at work. People find you because they're on your frequency. And in this season, if you mishandle them, they will leave you. So if you're not moving forward, you're not progressing, they're in the same situation that they were in before they connected to you. So they only have two choices: to stay there and be a dummy or leave. So stop looking around wondering, oh, my team sucks. Don't ever say that. Your team is a reflection of you. When I have people that stop working, when I have stuff that's not going right, I take accountability for that. Even if it may not even be my fault in my mind, because successful people create conditions in their minds which mobilize them to the direction that they want to be. When something is not going right in my organization, I take accountability. What could I have done different? When did I not show them proper leadership? And that's the only way that I can stay healthy and ahead of the game and being one of the coldest in the game. That's how Drake does it, Big Drizzy. You know what I mean? That's how I do it. Because in my mind, I take personal responsibility. If she's not working, if she's getting fat, if he's not consistent, if this is not happening, it has to be me. And unless I can truly look at my calendar and look at my character and look at my consistency and say, no, that person is crazy, right? You got some of those people that's like, I'm a hell of a leader. So, right, you have that, right? But I have to be truthful with myself and say, okay, so she lost her momentum that month that I took off. And because she doesn't have emotional intelligence, because she's new, she didn't know how to bounce back. See, even when Stormy bounces off or she's chilling or whatever, I still have enough in me, enough experience, enough emotional intelligence to still handle my shit. But there's some people that you may be attached to in this season that when you take a break, that may be the end of their entire life with trying in entrepreneurship. You need to take people's life more seriously. And when you start thinking about it like that, like, man, if I give up today, this person may give up on entrepreneurship. This person may give up on TLC. They may walk around thinking that TLC doesn't work because I gave up and they gave up. When they gave up, their results slowed down at a faster pace than mine. See, if I take a month off, I'm still going to make 6 figures a month. I'm just going to keep it real 100 with y'all, right? But you can't do what I do. You take a month off, you may go into negative, baby. You know what I mean? So that's the thing. You have to recognize that you have people attached to you that once they gave you that $49 or whatever it is that they gave you, your responsibility, you're telling them, I am here for you. I'm going to lead by example. And that's part of what we have here in 1000 Families. We have decided to engage in a vision that's bigger than ourselves so that no thing or no one could get in between the vision, right, that we have. So even if we don't feel good, even if stuff is happening in our personal life, even if it's too late, even if whatever, we still show up and show out because we know if we take, imagine if all of the ambassadors said, all right, we'll see y'all in 2 months. Man, y'all be gone. Imagine if Hennessy stopped working out, if Stormy stopped working out. Y'all be going crazy right now. And we know that. So we know part of the position that we've been blessed to be in, the money is cool, but we understand to whom much is given, much is required. And so every day we live with that burden almost of responsibility to like, yeah, I don't feel like working out today. Yeah, I don't feel like, doing a penthouse meeting today, or yeah, I don't feel like doing this. But the person that chose to attach themselves to me in that season, how is my lack of ambition going to affect them? Somebody's going to catch that. So at the end of the day, leaders, class is almost over. Organize, energize, mobilize. Fall in love with the product. Take it every single day. Find new ways and creative ways to use it and become a product of the product. Lose some weight. 2, serve your team. When you don't feel like it, serve your team. Your job is to bring the best out of them. Your job is to take them from where they are to where they want to be. Number 3, remain coachable. You may have it kind of figured out, but you don't have it figured out. Find somebody more talented than you and say, hey, listen, I'm willing to submit to you in this season. I believe you. I trust you. I remember telling my mentor at the time, I said, hey, listen, show me what you know, and I promise I'll be your most successful student. 10 years later, I'm a lot more successful than the person that initially mentored me. And I don't say that with an ego. I simply say that because I was coachable, he told me, he gave me everything that he had, everything that he had. And then I found another mentor, Stormy Wellington, and she just put the 2 on the 10, and now I'm the GOAT, right? So remain coachable. Even in my season right now, I'm still coachable. What can I do more of? Emotional intelligence. Very, very important. Not only to see things as you see them. Everybody is not against you. I got to double down on that because I know we got a lot of us in here and we've been through a lot of stuff. Everybody is not like the last situation you dealt with, sis. Everybody is not like the last situation you dealt with, bro. Having that attitude, taking that with you to your next relationship, your next situation can cost you that thing that could have worked. That person that could have went ambassador, but you mishandled her. You mishandled them. Recognize, celebrate. Recognize, celebrate. Recognize, celebrate yourself all the way up to ambassador, all the way up to executive ambassador. That is all we did. That is all Stormy did. It's coached, it's loved, it's celebrate. Coach, love, celebrate. That's it. Over and over and over and over, from national to global to ambassador to executive ambassador. Lil Birdie told me we got a new rank, break it. So she gonna do that too. Right? Consistency every single day. Every single day. Consistency is attractive. And lastly, lead with love. You lead it with love because love is in you. You're passionate. Love will then attract to you. People will fall in love with you. They'll fall in love with the vision that you have. And you can get people to mobilize faster when they feel like you really, really, really are connected to them and you have their best interest. You don't just call them when you need them to rank up. You don't just call them when they're doing something wrong, but you truly, truly are there to love them in this season. And my greatest success stories, my greatest accomplishments have came because the foundation of that relationship was love. So I love y'all. Y'all know the vibes. Next week, I don't know who we got. I think it's Boss Lady Neat. I don't know, but it don't matter because the lineup is crazy. It's a fire lineup. So make sure y'all here on time for class next week, man. It's a vibe. Peace. Oh, Darryl Drake, ambassador here in TLC. But y'all do that already. Peace.